That may be a little too much.
There was a family at some point. The boy was Cole. I met him. Tall with blonde hair. His mom is Erica. That's her mom and sister. Oh, okay. She couldn't come. She left him. Okay. We've got about 5 more minutes.
All right. Thanks everybody. Thank you all for coming. My friend Lorianne got me in my feelings now. Now I'm like, okay, you had me want to cry. But either way, I guess I'm gonna introduce myself. So I'm Arthur. You can call me Coach Arthur. This is my assistant Bella Sarai, my daughter, my oldest, and then my wife Stephanie, and my daughter Giselle. So some of you may already know we had a Juice Wine Cafe here in Lake Wells for 2.5 years, almost 3, and I had a personal training studio. But something happened, a shift in kind of where we were led to be, and I initially took a solo trip to Tanzania for 3 weeks. It was supposed to be just kind of scouting, looking at land, and looking for somewhere where my family can like either build a church or build a school. And we, to be honest, I fell in love with it. I didn't think I would want to move as soon as I did. So I told my clients that I would at least give them another year before I decided to uproot myself and move. But that changed. As soon as I got back, me and my wife, we talked, and I was like, I love it. I think we should go. You know, we prayed about it. And 3 months after that, we got our visas. We did application to do our permit, and we established our business. We started our company in Tanzania, and we found a place to live. And at 8 months, we packed up absolutely everything we owned, closed both businesses. I was a full-time teacher at the time before I transitioned, but I resigned, and we did a lot of disconnecting from the U.S. And when we finally moved, being in Tanzania, it was like a healing process that we were going through. We went through like a mourning thing because we left our family. Of course, you know, we're big family people, family oriented. We do everything with our family. So it was really hard on Bella. I think that was the hardest part. The first couple months was very hard on her. But what really kept us, like, even being like out of power for 2 and 3 days because they do load shedding. So sometimes you can't even juice, you can't do anything. You just gotta sit outside on the porch and eat fruit. So the amazing thing about being in Tanzania is the abundance of fresh fruit and produce, like, and the price. If I told you how much just this small amount of produce I have today compared to what we could get in Tanzania, or even like 2 weeks worth, $20 would get you 2 weeks worth of fruit, fresh fruit. And I went all over finding passion fruit because we have a friend, and they have a farm within Tanzania, we say Shamba, and they grow like the best passion fruit. And me and my wife just laughed because $30 for 3 pounds here versus $5 for maybe 10 pounds there. I mean, it's ridiculous what we charge for fresh produce. But anyways, to say the least, it's we healed ourselves in ways that we didn't even realize. Like, my wife, I don't know how much weight we dropped.
I lost like 30 pounds just,
Yeah, and I dropped 15, and I gained the 15 back as soon as I got back here and started back eating the rice and the bread that was here. So either way, we know that fruit can heal our bodies. It's like the best thing to heal our bodies. And I think that we all deserve to be outside of this country for just a moment to just recharge and like heal your body. I think that's the biggest thing. So I initially started juicing because my mom was going through cancer at the time. She was diagnosed and she didn't tell us what stage at the time. I think it was between 3 and 4 at that time. I can't even think of the name of the cancer, but it didn't run in our family or anything. So we went to a holistic doctor. They told her she should just go all green juice, nothing else. Well, she felt like that was just too extreme, but I'm like, I'm sick. You know, you need to do something else. So COVID happened around the same time. She was going through chemo. Well, she had started going through chemo right before COVID. And something led us to start a juice bar. I mean, we were already juicing at home, juicing at barbecues, juicing for our family. And then one guy from Orlando came to a barbecue and he said, hey, why aren't y'all selling these juices? It's like, because we don't sell juices. And that led to us getting a juice bar. And I feel like we inspired and helped so many people with just doing juicing. I know my mom is definitely a testament. I wish she could be here, but she's actually in Orlando doing a holistic class herself today. So I wish that she could have been here because she could give her testimony of, how she understands that fruit really can heal you in the long term. So, all right, so Bella is going to be making what they call, juicy yamani. All right, and that's a juice. I call it a peach juice. But anyway, so she's going to juice fresh apples, oranges, and oranges in Tanzania are not orange. So all the orange is all green. Everything is green. So we thought everything was limes. Every time we went to a vegetable stand, was like, hey, is that oranges or limes? But either way, they're not as sweet as the oranges here. We know why our oranges are a little bit sweet because a little manipulation. But we're gonna try to mimic as much as we can. Now this is hibiscus. They call it roselle. I'm gonna give you an option today. You can do it without the roselle. Kind of like a pour over. You juice the fresh juice and then you can pour it over. It's very nice. It's very nice. I'm gonna make a juicy mixer, which is everything that I love. Usually when I'm juicing, I put everything in my juice. Sometimes people don't like to do that, but I do. Anybody allergic to pineapple? Nobody. Thank God. Cool. Bella gonna start her juicer. I'm gonna just talk as much as I can while I'm juicing. I usually don't juice my mangoes. I usually prefer to blend my mangoes. And we thought about blending. It was like, hey, we'll just go ahead and juice it today. When you're juicing at home, of course, you can blend your mangoes. Another juice I wanted to do today, a green juice, which I think I put the recipe, which is avocado. It's so nice. If you never blended an avocado and put it, so you want to juice first and then you can blend up your avocado. Do you remember what that was called? With the avocado? Is it a mixer too? It's something else. Just add it. But it's so nice. So Tanzania is, Dar es Salaam, the region that we were in, they are known for mangoes, papaya, guava, and pineapple. So actually the region where we are going to be living, where our home will be, is a pineapple region. And if you follow me on Instagram or even on YouTube, my first time going out to the land before we decided where we wanted to settle, we met an agent, and the amount of pineapples just blow your mind. And to think that some areas, they don't even have, some areas don't even have running water, but they have an abundance of fruit.
I get it.
They have an abundance of fruit. So my family let me decide where we would settle. So when I saw the pineapple, to be honest, that's what made me want to live there. Like, I literally didn't look at anything else but the pineapple. So when I saw the pineapple, I was like, that's where I'm living at, because I want to eat pineapple every single day, and I'm good with that. All right, so how many of you have a juicer already? Okay, all right, so some of you probably have Kuving or a Nama. Anybody got a Nama juicer? No? It's okay if you don't have the expensive juices, because I'm going to talk about it. All right, so because we had our juice bar for over 2.5 years, you can only imagine how many juicers that I blew up myself. So, because at the beginning I was very inexperienced and I didn't know how to use juicers. And I thought that I needed the biggest, the best commercial juicer. So, I don't know if anybody was at the last juicing class. I had this mega juicer, which I have it in Tanzania. It's a really good juicer. And they don't make it anymore. I'm assuming because the motor was too good and nobody was rebuying them. So people were keeping them for a very long time. So they discontinued that juicer. But you don't need a very expensive juicer You just need to know how to juice your fruit and what to mix in your juices. So I already showed Bella, the pineapple is always one difficult fruit to juice. It somewhat always clogs everything. We always juice our pineapple last. And if you don't want to juice your pineapple last, juice it with apples or juice it with a hard fruit or a hard vegetable. Sometimes if you want to do a nice beet juice, you can chop up your pineapple nice and into cubes, and you can do it with the beets. So you just always want to do a combination of whatever you plan to juice, hard versus soft. You will see today, my method is just all over the place. Because usually when I'm juicing in bulk. So the juice that I made for you to take away today is one of my favorite juices. It's called the Queen and Slim. It was like one of our best sellers at the cafe. And it's a combination of green apples, lemon, mint, and I added cilantro today. The cilantro is very good for getting heavy metals out of your body. Hello.
Always take the peel off before you juice.
Say it one more time.
Always take the peel off.
So you know what? A nutritionist would tell you don't want to juice the peel because of the oils and and sometimes it's hard on your digestive system. But me personally, when I'm at home, I juice some of the peel just because I want that zest. If you don't mind the bitter, you can juice it. So if you think about like juice bars who use like pure juices, they juice the peel. They just, you get some of that oil, that essence in your juice regardless. So I usually take the peel because if I'm appealing to somebody and it's their first time having juice, you don't want them to have that bitter aftertaste because that's usually what you're not getting, if you're getting the juice out of the store or something like that. But yeah, you can definitely you can juice the peel. Now passion, I don't know how many of y'all ever ate passion fruit. The best combination, if I could do it perfectly, I would just only juice the watermelon and the passion. If y'all never had watermelon passion or pineapple passion, it's the best combination. And usually we don't put it in the juicer. Today I will, because the seeds give it a nice, difference. But usually we'll just take the passion and just put it into the juice after, and then that way you can get the seeds and you can kind of enjoy the passion fruit. So I don't know what's going on with the price of passion fruit in Florida right now, but it's crazy. It's crazy. I think that was $9.99 per pound, which is ridiculous.
It's good reason to grow some.
Yeah, exactly. And it was an organic farm here. I don't know if y'all knew about it, but they had one location in New York, and the only reason why they closed this location in Lake Wales is because they really didn't get the business. We were like the only restaurant buying from them. And they had a good combination of organic guavas, organic citrus. The only issue with them, their yield would be very low because they're organic. They can't use pesticide. They can't use anything to assist them, on the property. But either way, it was sad to see them go. So I think we have zero organic, farms here, or anybody who's growing citrus without pesticide. I think I gotta ask.
There's a lady in Winter Haven, Camellia Groves. Camellia Groves.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
She has lemons and some other things.
And they do I think they do a big variety of avocado and star fruit.
There's one.
I think it's 80 acres.
Something. Yeah, you see it as you come in. You're right in Eagle Lake.
Yeah, Eagle Lake. Yeah, I met that family.
Yep.
That's a good place
That's
to be.
it though.
Alright, so what do y'all do with y'all pulp when you finish juicing? Anybody? What you do?
Take bread out of it.
Make bread? So do you dehydrate it or you freeze it? Or you just
Put it in the bread.
put it in the bread?
Just go ahead, right then. Yeah.
Alright, so that's a good idea. Anybody else? So, I have some crazy ideas, but either way, at the cafe, what I used to do is add cinnamon to it if I'm doing apples our ginger, I add cinnamon, I put it in the oven on a low temperature, let it dry out. And then you can use it in teas, you can use it in smoothies, whatever you want to do. We bought a dehydrator, which we didn't realize that the dehydrator, like all the components on the inside is like plastic. So then it has this warning that causes birth defects and cancer and everything else. So now we don't want to use it. You know, we don't want to consume anything that comes from it. But if you want to, you can dehydrate it in the oven. Or like here, y'all have composting. So today we'll just compost everything. But for the people who want to be sustainable, you know, you can find different things to do with it. I know you can also make soaps if you want to order like the bars that you can just melt down and add. You know, you want to do like cleansing bars. Like this would be perfect. All the lemon and the lime, that would be a good reason to juice your skin. And you can use that as like a cleansing bar. So we actually will start making black soap because in Africa I didn't realize like everyone has like perfect skin. And it's pretty much because they use all natural soaps. They don't use the crazy stuff that we put on our skin. So with your skin being your largest organ, you would think that we would put better stuff on it. Alright, anybody ever traveled to Africa? I know I talked to one person who traveled to South Africa. Where did you travel? Uganda. Alright, East Africa still.
Yeah.
So how was the food?
The fruit, delicious. It was the best pineapple I've ever had in my life.
This?
Yes. But also they have a lot of juices with every meal. And my favorite was passion carrot juice.
Ooh, you heard that?
Delicious. Yeah.
Passion carrot.
That's what they're known for.
And you
Yeah.
always get passion carrot when you go?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm always doing mixes. She always doing pineapple passion and vanilla mango passion. So, you know, we were, I guess, coming from America, we feel like we just know everything. You know, we have that mindset, like we go somewhere, we're like, oh, we're going to go somewhere and make it better. So we consulted with this American couple before we went to East Africa, and they told us, yeah, it'd be great if you come and start a juice bar, and, you know, nobody's doing that. When you get to East Africa, everyone juices. Like everywhere you go, if you go to a bar, you go to a restaurant, you can get fresh juice. So it's an abundance. So you can only imagine, like, I juice maybe once a month because I can get it so cheap. Juices were what? Maybe $2? Like sometimes less. If you get it in the, like, if you go, if you do the, you get juice from a village, you may pay 50 cents for a fresh juice. So it's, either way. I hope I'm encouraging y'all to travel, because you probably can spend 1 week in Tanzania and you can probably heal yourself from like so many different things. All right, so another thing that I loved about the people in Tanzania and how they eat. So in the morning, they usually having some type of hot soup or some type of broth, whether it's vegetable broth or beef broth. You know, me, that was kind of hard because we used to having like grits and eggs and fried fish, and you know, then we'll have the juice on the side. So that was another thing, another big adjustment. But to be honest, most of the mornings for us, we would eat fruit. We would just eat a platter of pineapple, watermelon, passion, mango. Like it's mango season now, and they have like 5 varieties of mangoes in Tanzania.
Do you put the seeds of the apple in also?
Everything. I juice. Man, I'm telling you. One thing with me, I'm gonna juice everything possible. When I first started juicing, I was even juicing the skin of the pineapple, then I realized that I was damaging. I probably shouldn't do that. But what we do, we normally soak our fruit in baking soda and vinegar. Some people say oh, that does nothing, you know, whatever. But if you don't like wax on your apples, then you might want to soak it with warm water. I mean, I feel like it's common sense to sanitize your fruit, but you know, some people believe that you can remove even some of the pesticides from the apple or from the fruit. Ultimately, if it's even in the area where somebody's using the pesticides, like we're gonna have it in our fruit. And I think that was hard for me, knowing that if people maintain their farm the right way, you don't even need it. Because in Tanzania, they don't use anything. They don't use any pesticide organic. And they don't have to market it to you in that way. So another fruit that they usually juice as well is like papaya. And I don't know if y'all like papaya. It's nice, but it's a little bit of a thicker juice. And to be honest, I couldn't even find any papaya. Any that was good, like that wasn't green. And green papaya is nice if you're trying to lower your blood pressure. But to drink, I don't really know.
Do you use recipes with like kale and stuff like that?
Oh my gosh.
How do you let the kale taste, basically?
So, the last time we did this class, I did do the curly kale, and I did it with cucumber, apple, and kale, and lemon. But the kale, the taste don't bother me. I mean, it can be strong. I feel like the curly kale is not as potent, not as potent as it.
People who don't like the kale, how do you?
So if you like, okay. So for example, I just did a big juice order. And the only person that complained was my mom, you know, because she said I made it too sweet. But usually if I'm making a greener juice, I do add more apples, kind of balance it. For people who just, you know, they want to do a cleanse, but then they don't, you know, want to deal with all the greens. So I just increase the amount of apples that I do. So it's always nice to increase the sweetness, but, you know, it can still have this weird taste, but it's sweet. But I don't know, some people, this one lady, I was doing the market, and it kind of bothered me. She came up, she got my green juice, and she took a sip. And she yelled out, "This is the worst juice I ever had," in front of everybody. And all I could do was just look at her like, what is wrong with you? Like, why would you say that? Like, why would you do this like in front of every customer that I'm having right now?
Right.
So her sister, you know, was nudging her like, why are you doing that? You know, why are you doing that? You had worse juice, you know. So I'm like, what's wrong? I'm like, what's wrong with these people? But you know what I told her? I'm like, you chose to go with the green juice. It's supposed to be healthy. It's not supposed to be super sweet. So like the juice that I have for you today, the cucumber, apple, is not as sweet, but it's nice. It's not supposed to be super sweet. So when you do the juice cleanse with us, we recommend that you, of course, do spring water first, and then you go ahead and do your green juice. So you shouldn't be drinking a lot of sugar in the morning. You know, even though it's natural sugars, I don't think you should, you know, depend on the sweetness. But when people think of juice, they think of like, they have this bad mind that is like fruit punch and it should always be super sweet. So, I don't know. Bella was with us, of course, from the beginning of the cafe, so I can get her to drink every juice. And I feel like if I can get a kid to drink the juice, then I'm winning. So all of our recipes, I'm gonna give credit to my mom because I know she probably will watch this. So all the recipes are her recipes. Like the beet love that we do a citrus glow and the Queen and Slim. Now the Queen and Slim, I'm gonna take credit for it, that's mine. But the beet love was hers. It's a good combination of beet, orange, apple, lemon, and ginger. I'm heavy on the ginger. My wife will tell you that. Because she always tells me you put too much ginger. But sometimes when I get clients, they they will ask like, what happened to the ginger if I don't put a lot? So you know, some juice recipes will tell you to put a thumb, you know, but me, it's a handful. Right? Literally. I feel like if you're gonna put ginger in, like you should know. You should know it's there. It shouldn't be up in the air. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna save pineapple for the very end because I feel like it's gonna clog everything up. But watermelon. You can't find any good watermelon here right now. In Tanzania, we could get an abundance of watermelon year round. Me and my daughter actually grew our first 2 watermelons just by throwing the seeds on the ground. Oh no, we need to do pineapple. Now, do y'all juice your core of your pineapple? Or you usually take it out? Anybody? No? I juice everything. I juice it all. I thought you said that. Oh. Alright, so I'm gonna chop this up. Well, you're supposed to give me a heads up before you finish everything. And y'all can see why I hate to like take the skin off because I feel like you losing so much. I feel like the skin is good for you too. Oh yeah. Well, and that was my mom's recipe. So either way, we were in Tanzania for 4 months, and then of course, their Nana had to come to Tanzania because she just couldn't be without us. But you know what she told me yesterday? She said, I think I'm ready to miss y'all again. So, literally, her words exactly. So I think that's her words saying like, I think y'all stay here long enough. I think y'all need to get off our property and leave. So, I'll be going back in March. You know, God's willing. That's the plan. Oh, I feel like you should be up here telling how you made that. All right, so what we did in Tanzania, to be honest, y'all, you had to be resourceful because it's hard to source anything. And I mean anything. And if you go to the supermarket, you're paying 3 to 4 times the amount because it's imported. So my wife decided that first was like, oh, let's make some wine. Well, that was my idea. I was like, let's make some wine with all the fruit. So she was like, you know what? I'm gonna make vinegar. So she made this passion fruit vinegar. And was it a wine? I mean, it was.
So well, it goes through the wine process first, and then it turns into a vinegar afterwards.
So y'all, it was so good and sweet. And I feel like if she did perfect it, we probably could sell it. But I feel like we should because in Tanzania, you have to be an entrepreneur because there's no jobs. You have to come and create something for you to make money. I think teachers make 6, maybe 5 USD an hour. But the 6 USD is in South Africa, so they pay a little bit more. So you can only imagine why we're trying to be super resourceful. But so aside from making the vinegar, we made like a pineapple infused tea. And we just soaked it. Did I boil it? I boiled it.
Yeah.
So I boiled the pineapple skin for a while. Something like people in the Caribbean, they usually make like hibiscus or sorrel. It's called sorrel, right?
Yeah, sorrow.
All right, so sorrel is something that the Caribbean make. They usually do the pineapple skin. They do some fresh fruit, some oranges, the hibiscus, of course, and some ginger. So if you want to be, you know, sustainable, you figure out something else to do with your boat instead of trashing it. Oh, you see? Good catch, y'all. I know. You know what I told Bella? I said, Bella, make sure you don't let nothing overflow. did. Anyway,
How long can you keep juice in the refrigerator? I mean, you probably drink it up fast.
so because this juice is really good, like even now, like it's still cool, it's not even hot. So when you're using a masticating juicer, it doesn't expose it to too much heat. That's why you want to use this versus the centrifugal juicer. So they say in our cafe we could only do 3 days. We would just say 3 days, that's it. At that point we'll pull it. But at home, if you have a really cold refrigerator, you can do 3 to 5 days. And then you can do up to 6 weeks in the freezer. Yeah. Now just remember when you freeze it, when you throw it out, there'll be a lot of separation, you know. But you can keep it, using something like this, you can keep it up for a few days. Of course, somebody who is, you know, immune compromised or something like that, I wouldn't recommend that they do, because you know, naturally it will be some type of oxidation. You know, it's gonna happen. You do have like some good bacteria. It's so funny that people say, "Oh, you shouldn't give babies fresh juice." And that was one. I forgot who that was. One guy was telling me, "Oh, you shouldn't be giving your babies fresh juice because all the things that's on fruit." I'm like, we feed our babies everything else. Like, why would we give them fresh juice? So Judea has been drinking juice. I don't know when we started giving her juice, but she was drinking a lot of juice. And we moved to Tanzania, she was only 1. So I feel like if you don't expose or at least give them juice, their bodies will never be used to it. So all day, every day, like for example, Judea stayed home to go to the dentist, we both skipped school. And all day she would just ask me for juice. As if I'm supposed to just stay there at the juicer and make juice all day. So like we try not to buy like juice from the supermarket, but we do. We buy like tart cherry. Then Bella got some cranberries, you know, around the holidays. And it was probably the worst juice I ever had in my life. So I don't know what cranberry juice they are giving us in the store. But if you juice fresh cranberries, it's nothing like what they give us. So, oh my God. So I don't know. So you better off juicing at home. You did. All right, y'all, so another good thing about being in Tanzania for us, we met a family, and I don't know if this was just like God just putting the right people in position for us, but we met a family that owned their own farm. They had never managed a property like that at that scale. They were self-taught. And they're on YouTube, if y'all are on YouTube, it's called Jamaican African Travels. And if you see the amount of fruit and the variety of fruit that they have on 4 acres, it is crazy. So what they do, they intercrop a lot of the fruit trees, and passion fruit is like the big thing for them. And in Tanzania, sometimes passion fruit can be very hard to grow because sometimes it's too hot, and then during rainy season it's just too wet. In their rainy season, oh my gosh. When it rains in Africa, y'all, it's like hurricane. That's how much water they get. So that family, when we first met them, the first thing they did is just brought us a bunch of fruit and a bunch of vegetables. So we would get our passion fruit from them, we get our papaya from them. What was the Oh my gosh. So I know Miss Maria is probably watching this, and I told her that I would do the fresh juice with the ripe banana. But Miss Maria, the reason why I didn't is because I didn't want to blend today. So, and she taught me through a lot of recipes. She was like, you should do this one, you should do this, you should do this. I was like, we only gonna be able to make 2 juices. That's it. But she would give us a lot of fresh everything, man. She had an herb garden. And being in Tanzania, it was just so easy to go out and find anything fresh every single day. My favorite vegetable stand, when I first went, the guy asked me if I was South African. For some reason, everybody think I'm South African. And I say, well, my ancestors from Africa. You know, that might be why you say that. He was like, no, you must be famous. Because every time you come here, you buy so much fruit. Because in Tanzania, they don't buy fruit. They don't buy a boat. They go every day. So we are, you know, we're from America, so when we go, we go. If you tell me I can get all this for $20, I'm sorry. I'm getting $40 for it. That's what I did every single time. So you can start to set it up. Yeah, and then we can do, if everyone is okay with the hibiscus, then we can just pour it over. You want to do that? So, yeah, so we can.
So what's in the hibiscus tea?
Just spring water and hibiscus flower. That should be nice. Y'all have to give us your honest opinion. If you don't like it, say, hey, Arthur, it's nasty. I don't like it. I'm sorry.
Don't say it out loud.
No, say it out loud. Say it out loud, I promise. One thing about me, y'all, I love when people critique. You know, when you're making juices and you're not really going off a recipe, sometimes you want to like perfect your juices. I have perfected my juices, but I've never made that juice, to be honest. Because in Tanzania, you don't have to make your juice. They'll make it for you for $1 or less than $1. How y'all prepare it? So Miss Maria told me to soak it overnight, but I was juicing all night, so I didn't do that. So what I did was added spring water to a pot and just steep it like a tea. Yeah, just steep it like a tea. Then I think I steeped it for about 20-30 minutes. Yeah, and I didn't have it like boiling, just like on warm. Yeah, and it still gives it that nice color. You know you can, because sometimes they blend it. Yeah, so you can. So when I first saw it, you know, it was just such this red color. You know, I can see that it was orange juice too. So I wasn't like interested at first. Cause I like beet juice, you know, I like red juice, but I don't know what that is. And I know sometimes in Tanzania, depending on where you get juices from, they do add like cane sugar. Not cane sugar. The sugar cane juice. So they actually juice the sugar cane. They don't add the cane sugar, not the processed sugar. Yes. That's where I got it from a market in Tallahassee. When we went, yeah. So to be honest, you can't really find certain things. You know, you can't even find in the supermarket here anyway. So you have to go to some type of market outside of Lake Wells. Y'all remember, if it's nasty, just say it. Don't be afraid. My feelings don't get hurt easily.
You invite feedback.
Alright, so anybody planning to travel to East Africa in the next 6 months? A year. Okay, please, I got you. So we actually do have 3 Airbnbs, and I don't know if my family is on here or not. But if you follow us on if you follow me on Instagram, like yeah, Facebook too. Yeah. So we'll announce something soon in March. So when I get back, so we've been working on something. So when I first traveled, I got a recommendation for an Airbnb in a hotel, but I kind of did not. At first, I didn't want to stay in the city or the touristy area, but I stayed there for 3 days or 4 days, and then I just kind of went outside of the city. And when I went outside the city, I never wanted to go back into the city because even there, of course, when you get into the city, things get more pricey, and there's more people. And the way they drive in Tanzania, it's crazy. Of course, they drive on the opposite side of the road, and they don't follow traffic rules. Yeah. Chaos is normal sometimes. So it took me 5 months to get my driver's license. But after paying a driver for 5 months and looking at how much money we spent on a driver, it made us buy a car immediately. And another beautiful thing about Tanzania, they have so many different regions. Like when you go northern, like north to Arusha, where the colder climate is, you just see different fruit. That one is orange, apple, a little bit of ginger, the hibiscus. Is it spicy? Okay, you like it? Okay. Not spicy? Okay. So is it good?
It's good.
Okay. All right. Thank y'all. I feel like y'all just telling me. Oh, refill? Repeat? Oh, so orange, apple, ginger. So I used green apples and gala apples, and then ginger and pineapple. I almost forgot about it. The migration? Oh, yes. I had to think about that for a minute. So when we first went to Tanzania, we thought we would be doing safaris every weekend. But when I tell you, when you get there and you wake up at 1 or 2 in the morning and you power off, and then they tell you that it'll be off for 2 or 3 days. Like I think our first week, our water was off for 3 days. But the great thing about them, you have these water storage tanks that you can pump all your water up, and then if you lose water for a few days, you're good. Another beautiful thing, if you want to rent a property, we rent a 6-bedroom house, and it's only $2.99 a month. And I know everybody like, what? Like, how can you rent a property for $2.99 a month? Well, it doesn't come with any appliances. It comes bare, like a new build, and you have to buy all of your appliances, which was fine for us because they use like gas burners. They use gas burners, and you can just do a stovetop or a countertop stove, which don't cost you more than $15. So for the first, my wife said it was only 2 months, but it felt like 5 months without a refrigerator. So absolutely everything that we ate or cooked, we had to, finish it or do something with it. So this is a good reason why I really don't like juicing the mangoes, because you can see that it has a lot of juice. So what I'll do Is I'll just take this whole, put it in there. You know, some like naturalists, they'll tell you that you should get like a cheesecloth. You know, squeeze the juice because they believe the vibrations of you squeezing it. I don't know if y'all into that or not. You know, I understand. You know, the fruit is alive and all that stuff. But I feel like the cheesecloth method is just too much work for me. I'm afraid to let you use that knife.
What do you want to do? What do you want to cut, Arthur?
She wanted help, but
Oh.
I think I might just let her. I'm gonna let you put stuff in and I'll just cut. Alright.
When you use the ginger, it's straight in, no?
So the reason why I don't peel my ginger is simply because I soak it and I clean it very well. Sometimes you have to be careful because if you have tight spots, you still get a lot of dirt. So I don't understand why people feel like you need to peel it. I feel like it don't really change the flavor. Ginger is bitter,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be spicy and it's gonna be bitter. Thank you. Oh, you getting your glove. I just thought Bella was there, y'all. I was gonna blame her. Sorry, I was gonna blame her for it.
How long do you soak it?
The hibiscus?
The ginger.
Oh, the ginger? How long did you soak it? But so I told her 20 to 30 minutes. You don't need to soak it longer than that. If you have a scrubber for your if you have a scrubber, you can scrub them. With my apples and the cucumbers, I usually either scrub them or wipe them just to kind of get a lot of the wax off. Oh, sorry. Let me put it there. Okay, good on time.
Arthur, when I grow something at home, I leave a little dirt on it.
You leave a little dirt on it
Leave a
too?
little dirt on it.
Okay. Even when you consume it?
Yep.
Okay.
I just rinse it off a little bit.
Well, can I tell you, in Tanzania, we did too. Because guess what?
It's good for
You
you.
can't wash any of your fruit with tap water at all. So majority of the time we're using bottled water. And some days we're like, we're not using our bottled water
Right?
to wash this off. Sorry.
Just wipe it off real
Just
quick.
wipe it off, cut it up, and eat it.
When you're out and about.
Oh. Or if your car gets stuck in sand in the bush for 2 hours, you just do what you have to do. So that's another thing. But man, I'm telling you, like, one thing about Tanzania is the people. They'll feed you. They won't hurt you. They'll take care of you. I like people here. They see you broke down on the side of the road. They will not offer you a bottle of water or anything. They just drive by and see you. But in Tanzania, they're going to come and ask you if you need something to eat. So Stephanie, I'm going to tell them a story about the police officer. So in Tanzania, police officers don't drive. Some do, like, you know, higher rank. I think, you know, they drive. But the officers who give tickets, they literally stand on the side of the road, they flag you down. I think Uganda's the same way. Maybe even, I don't know about South Africa. I don't really know if it's the same way in South Africa. But either way, when they want to stop you, flag you down, then you just better pull over. And one night, we was coming from the land where we're building at, and we thought that we was about to get interrogated because they told us to pop the trunk and, you know, hold on. But what they were really doing is just scoping out the back to see if they had enough room for the other officers that needed a ride home. So the officer came back to the window and she said, "Can I get a ride?" I was like, "Yes, ma'am, of course you can. You're not giving me a ticket? Of course you can get a ride." So we, on our way home taking her, because she was like, maybe 45 minutes before we got to the rental property, and it started to rain. But she tells us, "Oh, just drop me off here, on the side of the road." I say, "No, it's raining. We'll take you." Why did I say that? I should have listened. So as soon as we get down the road, my stomach dropped, and I say, "Oh my gosh, we got to get through all this." So, of course, infrastructure in the roads are not, well maintained. So this is the first time that we have given any officer or driven in that area in the new van that we had just purchased. I hit a rock, flat tire. It's 9 o'clock at night. 9 o'clock at night in the middle of somewhere that we don't really know. So good thing about they're resourceful people. And even though we had that issue, she got out, she made it to her house, and she called a guy, and she offered for us to stay with her that night. She said, "Hey, you should stay with us tonight. You got the baby, you got the wife." Oh, sorry about that, y'all. It's a struggle. But either way, make a long story short, we chose not to stay with her, of course, because I just didn't feel comfortable. But I stayed out in the rain with this guy. There's one person, and dang it, I just threw a piece of it that I needed. There's one person that is half my size. He probably was a little bit taller than my daughter. And he had these blocks and these bricks. And I couldn't find a jack because all the cars in Tanzania is like imported from Tokyo or Japan. Sorry, well, Tokyo is Japan. But anyway, and you can't understand the manual. So either way, after about an hour and a half, we found the jack. But this guy was already underneath the van, propping it up with sticks. Now it's mud, it's raining. The ground is not firm enough for him to prop up. So, of course, it's a language barrier. So I'm trying to tell him, no, we shouldn't do it this way. We should put the boards down and put the jack, and then we jack it. Either way, he knew best. So I let him fail for a couple times. I was like, hey, let me just let him do it. And then finally I said, no, let me do it. Then we'll jack it up that way. But either way, I think that they are some of the most helpful people, man. They're super helpful. And then when I tried to pay him, he didn't let me pay him. And I'm assuming because the officer was already going to compensate him for helping me. You need a 4-wheel drive, a Jeep. You need a nice car to drive over there, man. It's alright. Don't import anything though. You let them do the importing. Because Tanzania is going to charge you 3 times the amount of what you bring in the country. Because they think all Americans are coming there to sell something or to make money. Which we are. Coming to make money. But even like your household goods, they still believe that you'll come into the country and sell that stuff too. And what was something that we made that was
Well, one thing we did, which we were talking about last night, was peace-free passion fruit on the watermelon.
oh my God.
That was really good. You just cut up the watermelon.
I would love for y'all to experience that. Y'all want to experience that? Okay, let's do it. All right. So can we do this watermelon passion thing?
Oh, okay. Let me get some little plates.
When I tell you, oh my gosh. Do we have enough cups? Or maybe she's gonna get some stuff. She's gonna get some plates. Some plates, okay.
I saw a thing on TikTok where somebody like took the lemon watermelon and the lemon on the watermelon.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I never tried it, but
Oh my God, it's so good.
yesterday, the day before, I saw it.
I don't know, man. Like I know my family tired of me complaining because everywhere I go, I'm like, why does this cost this much? And it was like, the price has been like that, Arthur. It hasn't changed. Like, you was just in Tanzania. Like, you comparing everything to Tanzania. I'm like, I'm supposed to. Because it's ridiculous. And I just think, like, the people there, like, they don't eat. Man, they don't eat anything else, man.
So we have 29.
29.
So anything over, I think.
So,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then plus your family payment,
oh, okay.
if you want to put a few extra in there. Okay. Go into that.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Start putting them on. I don't know if this tray's gonna be needed. Oh man, that looks so good.
It's a combination like no other. Just put them over here. I can take some.
Oh, there you go. Thank you, Ray. Oh, we're getting crazy.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not seeing people.
Let's see how we go. I can plant our own passion.
Oh my God. That's it.
I got it exactly 30.
Oh yeah. Bella, so you realize this juicing class is inspired by Tanzania. That's why we're doing the things that we do. Bella said, I don't know what it is, but it's reminding me of Tanzania. Well, it's supposed to be.
Perfect.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking. That makes me hungry.
So good.
It's so good. So you gotta try.
You guys can eat the passion fruit seeds if you want. It's crunchy, but you can eat
It's
it.
a good crunch, y'all. Very opponent.
I know, right?
Definitely making me move quick.
Hey, this one's dry. You're like a machine.
For real. On a conveyor belt. Not even slowing down.
Oh, you got two kinds of passion fruit.
Oh my gosh. So in Tanzania, the guy that the family that we usually get, he usually has a combination of the yellow and
Purple.
the purple. And the flowers on that thing so pretty.
Oh yeah. So we have purple and yellow.
Yellow here.
Going over there.
So do y'all usually use a lot of passion?
If you hand pollinate.
Yeah, people. Okay. Well, he had bees on his farm.
Oh yeah. I mean, we do too, but some things require, like these yellow ones, require hand pollination.
It's a lot of work.
You just get more production. You'll get some that are hand pollinate. You get a lot.
It's a lot more. How was it, y'all? Good. So imagine waking up and eating that every single day. Most days well in Tanzania we call it lunch dinner. Because whenever we eat lunch, we know that's dinner and that's it. We're not eating anything else.
Over there. Yep, that's it. I think.
Alright, so I'm sorry. I'm supposed to ask you if you have any questions. Anybody have any questions about juicing, or Tanzania, or what life is like when you are when you're trying to thrive and set up in a new country and not speaking the language at all? Anybody speak multiple languages?
Stephanie.
Yes? I wish I could. All I can do is greet you in Swahili. Kamali's Asabui. Stephanie, oh no, you talking. Oh, she speaks multiple languages. But I'm sorry, I grew up in a household and we all spoke.
I hope she likes this one.
What was your question?
Okay, so you can include the Pope, and it's good. It's good for your gut health. It promotes that good bacteria in your gut. But some people feel like it gets in the way of the digestion process or the absorption of the juice. So some people decide to do without the Pope. I think it's good to just do, a balance. You can kind of strain some of it, but you just don't need too much. So I feel like you still get the benefits. You do. But for gut health, you do want a little bit of Pope. Yeah, I think you should do a little bit of Pope. Yeah. But if you're doing a cleanse and you're trying to detox, then you can just probably do it without the first 3 days. So I'm hoping that this inspires you. See how easy it is to juice? Now, y'all see me making a mess, but at home you can minimize that mess by having a trash can and just, dumping it in or whatever.
And you're probably not serving 30 people at home.
Yeah, you're probably not doing that.
When you do a detox cleanse, how many days do you do juicing?
So if you are cleansing, so what we used to do is a light cleanse because we realized we're in Lake Wells, not too many people are familiar with juice cleanses. So what we did is a light cleanse, and you do 3 juices per day, and you're only doing that juice fast for until noon. And then afternoon, you have a salad. You can have, some steamed vegetables, but no breads, no rice. Now, if you are experienced with juicing, and you can go all day and juice, you have 6 juices per day. And that's a 16-ounce juice, and you want to drink a juice every hour. A juice every other hour, and spring water or some type of, water in between. Now, I always recommend that people try not to eat the first day. Like if you can in the afternoon, don't eat. That way you give your body time to go through the detoxing process. If you eat, then you're making your body work, putting it back to work in the evening. So if you can just do juicing all throughout the day, that first day, and then that way your body get up the next morning, your body is ready.
So like stop your juicing at 6 or something.
Yep. Give your body time. So I think in Tanzania the reason why we lost so much weight immediately because we fast every single day. Because most of the days, like I mentioned before, you don't have power waking up. Not saying that was one reason why we did it, but that was one of the main determining factors whether we was gonna get up and cook a breakfast versus, having fresh fruit. So we did a fruit fast almost, 4 days a week. With the exception on the weekend, sometimes we would go and have a breakfast, a hot breakfast. All right, though. So you did all that?
Pam, you have a question?
Okay. I'm sorry. Slip in.
Are you just referring to fruit juice or green juice too?
For detoxing?
Yeah.
So, okay. Some people, I had a lot of people request this green detox, and some people don't like to mix. So you have people who believe that you shouldn't mix the fruit. You should only do green with green and orange with orange, red with red. That's good. You can do that if you want to. But if you want multiple benefits, like you want something for inflammation and you want something for your gut that'll also help you with inflammation. If you want a combination, it's okay to do a combination. So if you notice, like with our juices, we do simple juices. So not too complex. So we usually do like either an apple, and if we do apple cucumber, like the one I'll give you today, is literally just apple, cucumber, and a little bit of lemon just to preserve the juice, not for the benefits of the lemon. So if you want to keep your juices for a very long time and you want to do a detox for the entire week, you increase the lemon content, and then you can add the peel in with some, and that the oils from that, the peel will help preserve your juice a lot longer too. So to let y'all in, at the cafe when we did big juice orders, like we did farmers markets, we would increase the lemon. Like the weekend juice is always more tangier because we're doubling and sometimes tripling the amount of lemon for purposes of heat. You know, we're going to be in a sunny environment. The juices are not going to be kept at the correct temperature the entire time, and we want to kind of decrease.
So what's your complex juice like?
Oh, so the complex juice would be that green juice that I put on that brochure. That's the sweet. Do we have more brochures? Yes. So the complex juice for me would be the super green juice. And for the super green juice, we're usually doing cucumber, apple, lemon, ginger, kale. Sometimes, if I can get away with it, I'll put some beet. And I used to try to get like that golden beet, but you can't always find golden beet, just so I don't change the color. But I would just do a combination of root vegetables, and sometimes I do 2 leafy vegetables. Y'all want me to tell this too? Alright, so again, y'all, this is the juicy mixer. So everything. And if we would have brought the blender, we would have did at least the avocado.
I got this. Where did the picture go?
Anybody, any other questions?
Is there a reason you choose the Gala apple over others?
Can I tell you? Because I'm biased and I believe that it just tastes better. It's sweeter to me. And I feel like you get a consistent sweetness. Versus like, I like the pink lady apples too. I feel like pink lady, if you want a more of a tang, they are always tang. The Fiji apples, I feel like it's a hit or miss. Sometimes you get them and they're sweet, and then sometimes you get them and you just like, it's not the apple. And what's that, Honey Crisp? It's okay too. They always on the sweet side. But sometimes if I'm juicing them both, the Honey Crisp is like too sweet. Yeah. The Gala apples just like right at the right sweetness. I was looking for the other.
We found it.
Almost right.
It's all right. We got this one.
Alright, how many of y'all gonna juice on
Hey,
Monday?
Ray, you want to take this for
Good. So I'm gonna tell you, I only brought half of the fruit that I bought, and I realized I was buying fruit because I was nervous I was gonna have enough juice. But I realized that all the fruit at my house, I'm gonna have to do something with it.
When you do the juice and you do your spring water, do you add any like Himalayan salt or anything in?
What's the salt?
It's the Celtic sea salt.
Oh, the Celtic, okay.
Yeah.
It's like $15 for a bag this size.
But you don't have to put a lot.
You don't have to
Yeah,
put
you
a
don't
lot.
have to
You
put a
just
whole
put
lot.
just a little touch. It just like helps your body cells for the yeah.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, especially if you're not drinking spring water, which was a problem when we were in Tanzania, they didn't have spring water. They more so had drinking water.
Which is not hydrating.
It's not hydrating at all.
You feel
Yeah, you really need to have fruits to get your hydration. But that was something that we were missing, was having some sea salt to be able to put into our water to be able to rehydrate. But adding lemon or lime would do the same thing as well. So yeah, definitely add some salt.
So the only way we stayed hydrated in Tanzania was doing juice, fresh juice. Because otherwise we would just feel like exhausted and dehydrated.
out here all the time. I don't know what kind of water that is, to be honest.
It's definitely mineral water.
It's
They
not.
add the minerals.
It's not.
Yeah.
Not what you should be doing.
Alright, so for everybody's still anybody else would like passion with that?
She wants them at the back.
I just want to say thanks to everybody for coming. We're not like closing down or anything, but some people might need to go since the time is up. But Arthur brought some juices so that you could each take one when you leave, but feel free to stick around. But if you need to leave, push these over here and come on up. And thanks for coming out in this cold day. You guys are the troopers. Did he already tell you what kind of juice the green juice was? Okay. And Bella, thank you for all your help with your dad. The one that's right there. To maybe one or two, if there, whatever.
She's like, it's me.
Oh, okay, so this is, yeah, this is the one that you just had.
Victor, come on over, Sarah, since I'm not taking shit.
No, I believe you. I just counted and. Well, thank you guys. You just need These are all the same, and this was the last prize. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I know, right? So that's what we just had. And this is the green one. If your paper got wet like theirs did, there's a few extra if you need one. I know, don't you? Hey Bella, do you guys still have the cafe? Do you go to the market either? No. Thanks.
I didn't realize that like my was growing up with
So this is the green juice that we talked about. We've got and this is just the one we had, and I wasn't sure. Yeah. Thank you. Fun, right? Oh, me too. Well, your best. Top of it is very. What's your name? Yes, that's right. The green one and right, that sounds good. You guys start. Thank you so much. Yes. We did an herbal sachet. We were talking to them about how all
She loves to eat food and the food can
minerals, medicine, it's just extract the nutrients in those ways, like boil it out. So then they were like, and you're smoking, and that's how usually that's the first step of the culture. Like this is so much
What was the name of this one's recipe? The one that he. You're not sure? Because I was trying to figure out what all this stuff was.
Do you know how to stop this? Do you know how to stop this?
Oh, the live? Oh. We're gonna go ahead and end the live now.